We are back, guys. I am sorry for that. We had a technical difficulty. This is going to be a two-parter of Sport Champs. This is the part 2 of Sport Champs. If you guys missed the part 1 for today, for this week, this episode, go back and check out the first little half. We lost out on a little bit of talk there. We were talking about the AFC number 1 seeding, the Bengals AFC North scenario. Do you want to pick up off that? Just summarize that.
So, yeah, I was just talking about the implications of the Damar Hamlin game, and it's unfortunate that there's going to be star asterisks in the way that this AFC championship is viewed, or number 1 seed is viewed. But the Bengals, because of the no contest, clinched their division, and that was about it. We just kept emphasizing how important it was that, like, Damar Hamlin was okay.
Yep. Kept emphasizing on that. And, yeah, just we did talk about it. It was a crazy year. It's been a crazy year of football, and it's going to keep getting crazier as the years goes on. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of growth, a lot of changes. One change is the Broncos head coach.
Yep.
We got some rumors of Jim Harbaugh. We were talking about it when we thought we were live.
Yeah, we were mistaken.
But I don't think he's going to be going, because
he already released a statement that he doesn't think he's leaving. But if you get offered the highest paying coaching job ever, it's hard. And the Walton
he's been
family,
there before too.
That Broncos ownership group got it.
They got the money.
They'll give him, if they want to, like, if he doesn't go to the Broncos, it will be a reflection that money is not a priority of his.
Facts.
Simply put.
And he's one of those guys that has money. He doesn't need money.
Yeah.
So it's really on what he wants to do and what he loves. I mean,
he's also wanted for the coaching job in Carolina. He was alleged to have been reached out from Carolina, and I think there was even a rumor that Indianapolis Colts, because the Jeff Saturday scenario, were looking towards maybe getting him because they need a head coach. But sounds like he's not interested in leaving college.
Yeah, I think if I'm putting money on it, Jim Harbaugh's staying.
Yep.
What else are we talking? Derek Carr.
Okay,
Derek Carr stepping away from the team.
Derek
we were
Carr,
talking about that a little bit.
The Las Vegas Raiders basically.
He did it again.
I did it again.
You did it when last time, and you did it again. That's awesome.
Derek Carr was basically respectfully told by the organization that it seems as though they're moving on without him, and so he, as not to be a distraction to the team, said he's going to take the last 2 weeks off and just step away from all activities to not be a distraction. So this has a couple of magnitude implications. First of all, everyone's instantly assumed, what's Devontae Adams going to do? He came here for Carr. Before he played that game with Jared Stidham, he was saying that, like, that's why I'm here, essentially, other than the fact that they gave him a hell of a lot of money. But that being said, he plays the game. He has a huge performance. He gets, like, 35 points on my fantasy league. Like, that's huge. So after that game, he was a lot more optimistic about his future with the Raiders. He was just like, I'm always, first and foremost, like, Derek Carr's my dog. I'm always going to support him and whatever he does. But, like,
this shit was dope. Like, that's basically what he said.
Now, the reason that this is kind of huge, though, these implications of Derek Carr leaving, the Raiders being without their starting quarterback or known starting quarterback going into next season, is there's a current rumor that Tom Brady is not going to be with the Bucs moving forward.
That's crazy.
And the two landing spots that are...
You blew my mind when you first said that the first time.
The two landing spots that he's rumored to go to is both in California, so because that's where he's from. So the Niners, he grew up a Niners fan. He was a Steve Young fan. Like, that's like his home team, if you will. So that's one rumor, which makes sense. They have the best defense in the league. Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle,
Brady to
Samuels, Brandon Ayuk. Like, that team is stacked. So if Brady were to go there, it would make total sense. The reason it might not make sense for them to want to get him is because they got Trey Lance. But if you get Brady, he's going to be like 46. You're only playing him for one or two seasons.
Let Trey Lance learn under a great.
True,
but I don't know.
It's hard to say, but it all depends on when
Tom
Trey
Brady
Lance
to the Raiders is crazy.
But then the other one is that Tom Brady to the Raiders, and there's a lot of people who are saying it because of the
Josh Jacobs, Waller,
Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow. The head coach is Josh McDaniels.
Is it Freiermuth too? Is he there, or is that Steelers? I think
that's
Steelers.
Yeah. But that being said, though, Josh McDaniels, head coach, that was Brady's OC. He's only looked good when Brady was his quarterback, so him going there makes a hell of a lot of sense. The only question mark is the age, but that being said, he's surpassed everyone's expectation with respect to age, and even this season where he's having the worst season of his career, he's still in the playoffs. Like, who would have thought? This fucking guy just ages
He made
like
it,
wine.
dude. I mean, I'm pretty sure he hasn't lost a game since he's gotten divorced. We were talking about that.
He has.
Oh, he has?
He has. That only lasted a very little bit.
Okay, I'm tripping then.
It was fun to say while it lasted. But no,
It was fun to say while it
crazy
lasted.
stat about Brady. In Brady's entire NFL career, he's never participated or played a game to which his team wasn't like he's never had a garbage time game where like it's week 18, you're not in the playoffs but you're playing. He's never not made the playoffs his entire career. So he's never played a garbage game. Think
Damn.
about that.
That is crazy.
It's a wild statistic.
It's a wild ass statistic, dude. Wild ass statistic. What else we got going here? That's all for NFL news, right?
Yeah.
Let's get into these games, but before we get into these games, I wanted to mention I have dropped a house EP, you guys. If you guys like dancing, if you guys haven't heard it, I did drop a house EP. It is called Nano Diamonds. Go check that out. That is on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, everything you can find it on. Just type in Rick G Nano Diamonds. It will pop up. Just look for this pretty face with crystals coming out the bottom of that shit. That's the cover art. But check out Nano Diamonds. Also, I will be dropping in 6 days. On January 12th, I'm dropping a Theo Von I'm Upstairs song. So be sure to check that out when it drops. I'm making another song for Theo Von. That man is coming out to our hometown on the 13th. I had tickets to go and see him live, but unfortunately I got to go and travel to Chicago to compete in the finals for that little Deryk slot. So I will not be making that Theo Von comedy show. I did already sell my ticket, but I will have some people in the cut with that Theo Von song on a USB drive. And they're throwing it in on the stage when he's about to leave. I'm making them. I'm going to make my lady do it. I'm going to make Marty do it. Seabass. I'm trying to... I want Theo to hear the song, but I want you to hear the song as well. So be sure to listen to the Theo Von I'm Upstairs song when it drops. All right, moving on to these games, dude. Let's go over the games last week.
We already covered the Bills-Bengals situation.
We did.
So we can kind of graze past that one.
Graze past that one.
No contest, 7-3.
Speaking of grazing past, I'm going to graze past this Cowboys-Titans game. Talked about it last week because it was Thursday.
Yep.
So the first game we're going to be talking about is the bird game of the week. Falcons-Cardinals. Obviously not making the playoffs, either of them. So didn't really matter much, but we got a 20-19 win for the Falcons over the Cardinals. Right after that, we had the Patriots beating the Dolphins 23-21. We had a few people saying the Patriots were going to beat out the Dolphins just because the Dolphins did not have Tua Tagovailoa. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say other than that, man. That sucks for the Dolphins. They were running hot there for a little bit, not looking so hot as of late. We have the Saints beating out the Eagles. What? 20-10?
Jalen Hurts not being there really shows.
It shows, dude. It's hurting them. It's hurting them real bad, man. It's hurting them real bad. I did notice A.J. Brown's still getting his points out there, though. For me.
Yep, same.
We had the Giants beating out the Colts 38-10. We had the Buccaneers. Go ahead.
Giants are in the playoffs, brother.
Giants are in the playoffs.
This is the first time the Giants have been in the playoffs since the boat pick.
Destroyed the Colts.
You remember the boat pick?
Destroyed them. What?
The boat pick? It was a picture that Odell Beckham, back when he was with the Giants, when they made the playoffs last time, they all went out on like a boat instead of practicing.
I remember.
They haven't made the playoffs since that pick till now.
Let's go. No OBJ.
And then I got to take a moment to just come in. Daniel Jones, he had the highest QBR game of the year that game.
What a guy.
What the way to solidify your starting role.
I'm sure he won a lot of fantasy games for some people.
He went off, bro.
Dude went off.
And he's like mobile. We've always known he's fast, but Jesus Christ, like, good for you, bro.
Good for you, dude. Another good for you, Buccaneers beating out the Panthers 30-24. Tom Brady does it again, dude.
Is that the game where he went the fuck off to Mike Evans?
I think he did.
This was like he had like 50 points.
Mike
he had like
Evans
200 yards. It's like, Brady, where was that all year?
All year. What the fuck, dude? Chiefs destroying the Broncos. Not destroying. 27-24.
So I like to. Both times when we played the Broncos, I did not call a blowout in either scenario. Not because I thought it couldn't happen. Dude. Your guys' defense is the best defense that has ever played us this year. No other defense can like really like shut us down like that. That whole game they were on Kelsey.
Y'all still dropped 27.
Yeah, but the reason I'm mentioning it is because like when we play other defenses, like the considered number one defense in the league, or like at the time we played the number one defense and still the number one defense, the Niners, we dropped 44 on them.
Right.
When
true.
we played the Bucks, they were like the number two defense. We dropped 44 on them. we play y'all and we win by field goals, bro.
Yeah, y'all scraping by, dude.
It's
Broncos are the dark horse defense, man.
I'm happy to get the win, but like, god damn, do you guys make it look ugly? And we
Yeah.
make you guys look competent. If it wasn't for those, okay, our defense was clicking at the
4-11,
end.
brother.
Our defense was clicking at the end.
4-11, brother.
You guys
Shit.
have like 6 or 7 touchdowns against us in 2 games.
Yeah, that is crazy. We do pretty good against you guys. I don't know what it is.
It's division rivals,
We
bro.
drop 51 to the Rams, but I mean we throw up 24 against the
And
Chiefs.
we're
I don't know.
way better. Like the Rams put up 51 on y'all. We didn't put up 51 on y'all, and we smoked the Rams.
Yeah, what is good? I don't get it.
Y'all's defense is real, bro.
I don't get it. All right, we had the Lions beating out the Bears, 41-10.
Shitted on them.
Shitted on them. Had to make it real for them. Browns beating out the Commanders 24-10. The Jaguars beating out the Texans 31-3. Seen that coming.
Oh yeah,
The 49ers beating out the Raiders 37-34.
crazy game.
Whoa,
We talked
what a
about
crazy game that
Devontae
was.
and all them.
One that wasn't. The Seahawks beating out the Jets 23-6. The Packers beating out the Vikings 41-17. Oh my God, what happened to the Vikings?
They don't. I mean, Kirk Cousins is not good unless it's like noon. If he's not playing at noon, he sucks.
Damn it. Is it true? It might be true.
Prime time.
Prime time is getting to Mr. Cousins. We got the Chargers beating out the Rams 31-10. Wish the Broncos could have done that. The Steelers beating out the Ravens 16-13. And then we had the Bengals Bills game get canceled. All right, moving on to week 18. I want you to pull up them those odds for me, doggy.
Got him.
We're missing Mr. Whispers, but he'll be back next week. All right. Tomorrow
2:30.
at 2:30 p.m. we got some Saturday games, y'all. We got Saturday games. This is why I'm glad we're live. I hope we're still live.
2 games tomorrow.
I pray we're still live. Tomorrow, 2:30, we got 2 games. We got the Chiefs taking on the Raiders. What do you got to say?
It's Raiders week. Remember the last time it was Raiders week? I
Yeah.
was in Arrowhead, bro.
You were there,
It
dude.
was so fire.
And you won.
And we won by the skin of our teeth, but we won. But that
Is it going to be
being
a
said,
good game again?
I think we're going to be motivated for that AFC 1 seed. I think they're going to be playing conservatively. The reason this game is going to look interesting is this is going to be the first snap of football since Damar Hamlin went down.
Deryk, we still live?
Yes.
All right, I had to. I'm just making sure because this is the first 2-parter of Sport Champs history.
But if we're talking odds, the Chiefs are minus 455, and then the Raiders are plus 350.
Tree fitty,
About
man.
350.
Damn.
So I mean, I think we all assume or infer the Chiefs are going to win this because they need to.
I'm going to say pick the over 1.5 for Patty Mahomes. Yeah. Right after that, the Titans-Jaguars game. 6:15 tomorrow.
So the Titans are plus 230, and the Jags are minus 295, which sounds
I could
about
honestly,
right.
yeah. The Titans just imploded toward the end of the year.
That Derrick Henry didn't play last week, so who knows what his current health situation is looking
I would keep
like.
him out. Shit. Well, I don't know. Do they still have a chance to make the playoffs?
I think they're mathematically still in or eligible. But regardless,
Well, never mind.
Ryan Tannehill has looked like a liability this season.
Yes.
So it's hard to say. I have no trust in the Titans because it's like their key to victory is like a Derrick Henry puts the team on his back. I don't think there's much other opportunity for them to win outside of that, at least this season.
And the Jags are
steamrolling.
They're steamrolling right now.
They're like AFC South champions. Fucking, they're playoff bound. Like no one wants to see them right now.
No one wants to see these Jags.
I called earlier this year that this team was going to be like an AFC like powerhouse come next season. They're here now.
They're killing it.
They're here
dude.
now.
They are killing it. Right after that,
Doug
Browns.
Peterson killing it. Sorry.
Yeah, just no.
That's
Go
it.
ahead, bro.
That's
He is
all
killing it. Trevor Lawrence picking the fucking game back up. You know, he had a rocky start at the beginning of the season. He really did.
Oh yeah.
Now he's fucking doing the damn thing. All right, we got the Browns and Steelers. What are we sitting at? I don't really know who's going to win that game. I really don't care who wins this game.
So we're moving forward to Sunday's games. There's going to be
this is all Sunday.
On Sunday there is Jesus Christ. Every game is happening at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
8
6,
games.
7, 8 games at the exact same time.
8 games.
If you tune into whichever one,
NFL Red Zone's going to be going wild.
So So the Browns versus the Steelers. The Browns are sitting at a plus 120. Steelers are sitting at a minus 148.
I could see that.
The reason I think the Steelers...
That's pretty close.
All these players are going to be playing their tails off for the Steelers right now because if Mike Tomlin loses this game, this will be the first year in his NFL career that he had a losing record. They're sitting at 8-8 right now. Granted, this isn't the same as going like previously going like 7-9.
Yeah.
Because 8-9 is a little different with the extra week. So it's not quite the same. Still losing record. So they're playing determined. They need to get this win.
They need the win over these Browns.
The Browns look
tough team still.
The Browns have a great run game with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, but they still look lost with Deshaun Watson.
Lost, dude. Deshaun Watson isn't playing like he used to.
Ring rust is a thing, bro.
It is, man.
So my money on that is as the odds reflect.
Yeah. Steelers, pick them up. Ravens, Bengals.
So
this is the one where the implications are.
So this is the implications because one, the Bengals were involved in the Damar Hamlin situation. Yeah. That's huge. And then secondly, this game before that no contest scenario, this would have basically decided their division. But because of the way the NFL ruled it, the division's determined. But if these two see each other in the postseason, regardless of how this plays out, their home field advantage could be determined by a coin flip. For fairness.
That's so crazy.
Very interesting.
So interesting.
But the odds...
I think
Bengals are
favorites.
Huge favorites.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have
same
Lamar
odds
Jackson.
as the Chiefs, minus 455, and
my God.
Baltimore's plus 350.
Yikes! Definitely pick up the over 1.5 for Mr. Joey B. Joey Burr. All right, Vikings Bears.
Dun, dun, dun.
Who you got?
Scrolling.
I got.
So the odds are
Bears just got destroyed last week. So
the Bears are plus 220 and the Vikings are minus 286.
Makes sense.
This is happening early, so Kirk Cousins should show up.
Yeah, he's got an early game, guys.
Sir.
He's gonna do good. Patriots Bills.
Let me scroll.
I obviously got the Bills.
Patriots are plus 255. The Bills are minus 335.
Makes sense.
Really on this is.
It's gonna be a good game.
I wouldn't be shocked, and I'm just like, there's big implications for this. The Bills really want to win that game, obviously. Those players are going to be super determined to play in respect to their boy Damar Hamlin, but I also wouldn't be shocked if some key players, for their own mental health reasons, chose not to be there. Nothing of that sort has been announced or alleged at this point.
They're going to be there. They're going to play for their homie.
I would hope. I just don't want to put it past them, and I wouldn't blame them in any way because it's got to be really difficult to go back into that locker. They're not going back to Cincy, the field where this happened, but still. And
a lot of injuries have happened in that stadium.
In that stadium, bro. Like Tua got his shit. What's his name? Ryan Shazier basically got temporarily paralyzed. He's never played football since. Like, this just happened to Damar Hamlin. You can be superstitious.
Weird.
That field had nothing to do with almost any of those freak accidents. It's just the wrong place, wrong time.
Coincidence.
It's just tough.
It's crazy. Jets, Dolphins.
Let me scroll. So plus 143 Jets, minus 175 Dolphins. I don't know if Tua's playing.
I don't know either.
The Dolphins have gone on a losing streak, even including Tua at times, and now not including Tua. And then Teddy Bridgewater had like a broken finger or something, and that's why he had to leave the game. So he's possibly questionable.
You're crazy. Buccaneers, Falcons.
Dun, 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 dun. Let me scroll. My order's all weird. So the Buccaneers are plus 170 and the Falcons are minus 215.
Nice.
No surprises. I don't think there's much to read into that game.
Yeah. Panthers, Saints?
Let me scroll. So the Panthers are plus 148 and the Saints are minus 180. Again, the only notable information.
I don't know who's winning this game.
Me neither. The only notable information I've seen in regards to either of these ball clubs is the Saints, due to the way that Sean Payton, their former coach, retired. He retired with still having some type of like timeline left on his coaching deal, and so there's a rumor that if Sean Payton wants to pursue a new team, as he's rumored to do, he allegedly might have to be involved in a trade for the for the Saints to let go of him. So like right now, there's a rumor that they're going to want a first rounder for his coaching rights. So
that's so weird.
It's happened before. There's been coach trades before.
Coach trade?
And I think consider this. Sean Payton is a considerable candidate for the Broncos. don't think it's gonna happen.
Can we not trade any more things away?
I don't think that you guys don't really have draft picks to trade. You traded your draft picks draft pick to Seattle, and y'all are gonna give Seattle's gonna get like a second or third pick because of y'all playing so poorly.
So crazy.
So what's the next game?
We got the Texans Colts.
Texans Colts, the toilet bowl.
Yep.
So minus 152 Colts, plus 125 Texans. This
Don't know,
game
don't care.
Should be boring.
Yeah, don't know, don't care. With respect to you Texans and Colts fans.
Yes.
Cardinals and the 49ers.
You added another D in that. Cardinals.
Cardinals. 49 errors.
This is some bizarre odds. So
Really?
Cardinals, plus 650. Niners, minus 1,000.
Holy shit.
Avoid betting on that.
Minus 1,000.
Yeah. That's a tough bid.
Yo, if the Cardinals win that, which they won't. That would be crazy though.
For the record,
they won't, but
for the record, all of my betting odds are on Barstool Sports. There is a little bit of variance from Barstool to FanDuel to DraftKings to MGM to mybookie.ag. This is just the one that I choose to have access to.
He's just friends with Dave Portnoy. Cowboys, Commanders.
I
got Cowboys.
Dim Boys, as they call themselves, minus 315.
As they call themselves.
The Commanders plus 2
fid. Rams, Seahawks.
Plus 222 Rams, minus 278 Hawks.
Nice. I mean, it's an easy pick. I don't know. I would pick Geno for maybe over 200 yards.
Yeah, that's not an unsafe assumption.
It's a nice little bet piece. Eagles, Giants.
The Eagles are minus 1,000. And the Giants are plus 650.
Wow. I don't know about that.
I think the Giants, because they made the playoffs.
If they don't have Jalen Hurts.
But the Giants might sit a bunch of people because they
made the playoffs.
And they don't have a chance.
Makes sense. That makes
they don't
sense.
really have a mathematical chance of improving too much. I don't know.
So kind of take the game.
It might be a gimme.
That's wow.
Like a squash game.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Wow. I didn't expect those odds. Broncos, Chargers.
So, Chargers are plus 140. The Broncos are minus 175.
I would place a bet for...
Broncos are favorite.
Wait, what are the odds again?
The Broncos are minus 175.
Wow.
And the Chargers are... Now, Chargers just clinched the playoffs like a week ago. They might also sit players.
Yeah.
And then on the Broncos, if all those players that don't have guaranteed positions on the Broncos or assume guaranteed positions, because once you get a whole new coaching staff, they might not look at you the same way the old coaching staff did. We can assume a lot of Broncos players might be playing their tails off.
Playing their booties
They're trying to guarantee their position next year. ZZ, what are you doing?
She was sniffing his burrito, dude. Yo, ZZ sniffing your burrito, dude.
Make sure we don't go off live again, ZZ.
Yeah, straight up, dude. ZZ's taking us off live. I already know it. She's an asshole, dude. She's the one who did it the first time.
She probably did.
I guarantee she did. She did, didn't she? I didn't like your pause. Your pause was too long for my liking, dude. My heart dropped when you did that pause.
Reeling it back in, though.
All right, reeling it back. Lions, Packers.
Okay, so
let's talk about the Broncos.
Broncos should win that.
They should win. I don't know if they will though. Lions, Packers.
So the Lions are plus 185 and the Packers are minus 230, but this game has also giant implications. So basically, if the Packers lose this game, they don't go to the postseason. They win this game, they go to the postseason. They've been in must-win form for many weeks in a row because of how many games they've lost. So Aaron Rodgers might do it again and squeeze his way into the NFC fucking playoffs. But the reason this is huge is because he gave an interview recently, and they were asking him comments about like just humoring what his future might look like regardless of the outcome of this game. And he said a lot, like he was saying comments like we've played like great, had many years here, memories, blah blah blah. It sounds like in his mind there are seeds of him not being a Packer next year. And again, where the hell will he go? I have no idea.
Wow.
But he was, and it's weird to say because again, I'm not the one who's all up to date on his contract and things like that. There's a lot of money involved. I don't want to pretend like I'm aware, but he was making comments that was leaning towards potential retirement. Or maybe being somewhere else because he was speaking in almost past tense. So if he doesn't win this game, they don't make the playoffs.
Yikes.
And so his future could be the last time we see Aaron Rodgers in a Green Bay Packers uniform or an NFL uniform.
That's so crazy. Damn, what a wild year.
Yeah.
What a wild year.
Packers are going to be playing possessed.
They're going to be playing
They need to. They've been they've basically been in the playoffs for like weeks now. Because if they lose, they don't make the playoffs.
Fucking yikes, dude. All right. Let's get on to this last week of NFL football. Oh, wait. No, we already went over that.
That was the whole week.
That's crazy. It's the last week, dude.
That went by so fast.
It went by so fast. I scrolled down. I was like, wait, that's not the last week. And it is the last week.
Yep.
What the fuck, dude? It's already week 18. Wow. Okay. Let's go over these standings, too, since we're already at week 18. Let's go over these standings. Let's go over we're going to start with the AFC. We're going to start with East going down. AFC East going down. All right. We got the Bills sitting at 12-3. The Patriots sitting at 8-8. The Dolphins sitting at 8-8. The Jets sitting at 7-9, going on to the AFC West. Chiefs 13-3, flex for them, dude, flex for them. The Chargers 10-6
in the playoffs.
In the playoffs on a 4-game win streak. The Raiders 6-10, 2 losses streak, two loss streak. Broncos 4-12. I said 4-11 earlier. 2 losses back to back on that one too. Going on to the AFC North, Bengals sitting at 11-4. Excuse me. The Ravens sitting at 10-6. The Steelers sitting at 8-8. The Browns sitting at 7-9. AFC South, the Jags sitting on top, 8-8. Titans 7-9. Colts 4-11. Texans 2-13.
They've been down bad.
Whoa.
Bill O'Brien gutted that team, and they've been shit since.
Gutted. Yikes, dude. All right. Going on to the NFC, we have the Eagles sitting at 13-3. The Cowboys sitting at 12-4. The Giants sitting at 9-6. You got the go ahead.
Cowboys can win the NFC still.
They can, dude. They have a chance. If the Eagles lose this next game, it ain't gonna look, and the Cowboys win, it ain't looking so hot. NFC West, we have the 49ers sitting up top, 12-4. Seahawks 8-8. The Rams 5-11. The Cardinals 4-12, down bad. Moving on to the NFC North, Vikings 12-4. Lions 8-8. Packers 8-8. Bears down bad at 3-13. And honestly, it's crazy to see because Justin Fields was going off fantasy wise, so it's crazy to see them at 3-13.
But he is their run game and their pass game sadly.
At the same time.
Yeah, he has no help.
Yes, so I should have said Justin Fields 3-13.
Yeah.
Buccaneers 8-8. We have this, which is crazy, sitting at the top of the NFC South. The Saints 7-9. The Panthers 6-10. The Falcons 6-10. And that is your NFL standings for Week 18, our last week of the season. Moving on to the postseason. Crazy, dude. It's crazy to see. Sad to see it go. We're not going to get to talk about NFL for a while after like the Super Bowl and stuff.
Well, I mean, draft is in April. We'll be all over that. Yeah. Combine's going to happen. We're going to cover all that shit. There's going to be some players in the news for positive and not so positive reasons. We're going to cover that whenever it happens.
Now the juicy parts. Now the juicy shit. Now the good stuff. Fantasy football talk. Let's talk. All right, so I'm going to start with mine, and then we can get with yours because it's a little bit more involved in yours.
Yeah.
But for me, your boy is back-to-back Super Bowl champion right here. Boom, I won my family fantasy league. Whooped his ass in the end. I went up against, I'm pretty sure, an 11-3 team. As a 9-5 team, took his ass out.
Got him.
Sliced that throat, beat him by 50 points.
Jesus
Christ.
Know,
that's what happens when you're a boss, dude. Everybody went off for me. It was a beautiful time. Shout out to everybody who helped me, myself, and I. Let's go. Had to get the dub back home again. Had to show the family what's good, dude. You know,
reel it in.
It's the inaugural league for the family fantasy football league, 12-man league. Had to take them out, bruh. Remember how I had 2 teams in the fantasy league because we couldn't get their 12th person? That second team didn't make playoffs. That sucks. But I won. Let's go. When my second team didn't make the playoffs, I was like, all right, I got to get the dub for this fucking for this family fantasy football league. But what was crazy, if you guys watched our earlier episodes, we went over both of those teams. The better team that I had Derrick Henry, I had everybody. AJ Brown, I had everybody. Didn't make the playoffs. This team won. The other team where we were like, it's all right. Like, you have Joe Burrow, you have Jonathan Taylor. He's okay. You might, won the Super Bowl with him without Jonathan Taylor.
Fire.
Without Joey B in. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. Or I might have had Joe Burrow, and I think I did have him in. I don't know. I can't remember. But I won the Super Bowl in that league, and then in my cousin's Heel Josh league, I placed third place. So we'll take the third on that one. You know what I mean? We'll take the third.
Averaging second.
Averaging second place this year.
Not bad.
I will take it, dude. I got a first place, a third place, and then a not making playoffs. That's pretty damn good, dude.
I feel you.
For 3 leagues in fantasy, I will take it. Now, first off, I want to pretense this with, I'm so glad I left the fucking league years ago. Continue. Go ahead.
So
you were in the Super Bowl, weren't you?
So I was in the Super Bowl, as like some people, and I made kind of aware in the pod. Our year ended with a really ugly star asterisk because of the Damar Hamlin situation.
Which, whose didn't, I'm sure that affected some leagues.
So, like, as far as the league considers me and the person I went against, Jaden, shout out Jaden.
Shout out Jaden.
Jaden had the most wins this season. He was 11-3 win team. I was 10-4.
Boss.
We went against each other. I went into that Monday night game with Joe Burrow left, and he had Stephon Diggs left. I had a 7-point lead, so the game was going to come down to that.
Yeah.
Who outscores who? If Diggs outscores Joe Burrow by 7 points, Jaden's our champion.
Mm-hmm.
Damar Hamlin goes down. The game gets put on postponement. There was a whole bunch of uncertainty on how this would play out. So, for the sake of fairness, because it was determined that Jaden was robbed of his opportunity to make a comeback, and I was robbed of my opportunity to seal the deal. It was kind of optics-wise unfair to name a winner. So, but I
don't know about that.
If you listen to because ESPN is who we confided in as the application we did our fantasy league in.
They pick.
So what ESPN
who wins.
has a set of rules for these type of scenarios.
Yeah.
And what they ruled was that whatever points you scored in this game, since the game has been canceled, is the points you get. If the game would have reconvened in less than a week's time and they started back up, which would have really been undoable with the playoffs right around the corner, we would have picked up where we left off and we would have added those points. So, unfortunately, I was not allowed to organically win the game. But that being said,
you won.
I was named.
Won.
I was named the winner via.
You won by 7 points, is what happened.
Yeah, and I don't want to.
It's sad what happened, and it's unfair what happened, but that's what happened.
I don't want to take a win like that because it's like.
Yeah, I mean, who does? You don't want to.
The only thing I can say that
it sucks.
That affirms that I know I had a good year, and that's just what I'm going to refer to it as, is that I had a good year. Was that I was second in scoring of the whole league. To Josh, shout out Josh. You always scored the most points, but I was second to him, so it wasn't like I was a team who slipped their way in. I don't want to make excuses or anything. In my mind, I consider that I won that game. But
you won the league.
If I'm on the other end of this teeter-totter and I'm Jaden, the guy who I went against, I would feel robbed, and I don't blame him.
I would feel robbed too, but again, you were down by 7 points. That's no one else's fault than your team's not getting that 7 points on the other team. That's how it works.
The only shred of equity that I could say that the handicap hurt us both, not necessarily equally, but it hurt us both, is that we both lost one player to it.
And see, that's my thing, bro.
It just sucks.
That happens.
It's not fair. It's not fair to me. It's not fair. It's not fair to Jaden.
Life ain't fair. Life ain't fair at all.
It's not fair to anyone. And again, Damar Hamlin's health and safety came first.
Yeah,
this is just something.
This is just a game.
This is a byproduct of a gamble that we did.
Yeah, this is just a game. But my thing is, okay, so we went through the ESPN app, right? They chose what happened, right?
That's what they determined.
Picked the rules. They determined what was happening. The NFL completely got rid of the game, got rid of the week. We're not doing it again. It's over.
Yeah.
They decided what happened. You were up by 7 points. I'm sorry, but you're the winner. That's how it works.
I mean,
I don't care about this unfairness and what other people say. That's what ESPN noted and said, and that's who won.
So like again,
I don't know what to tell anybody
I'm enthusiastic to like claim the championship, but
it's a weird thing.
I just don't. It's like, and it sucks.
It didn't affect me because I won by 50 points. Like that motherfucker could have.
Your win was irrelevant.
Yeah, I destroyed, dude. And we also didn't have. I think the only one I had in. I had Joe Burrow. I had Joe Burrow bench that week because I'm pretty sure I used Justin Fields. So it didn't affect me at all. Like, it didn't touch me at all.
So by your, I almost dropped my phone. By your assessment, then you would consider me also back to back.
Yes.
Again, I hate taking it that way, man.
Shut up.
I want so bad to be sitting here and talking shit and being like, oh, I'm back to blah, blah, play the Drake track. But it's like, and I had that energy when I got here. I'm not
You
gonna
did
lie.
play the Drake track when you got here.
I just wanted to brag. But at the same time, it wasn't a fair conclusion.
It's not fair. It sucks. It really, Jaden did not get a chance to come back to you. But who's to say Stephon Diggs got 3 points?
Well, he had
what I
like
mean?
5 at that point. They were both like trending to have high-scoring games.
Okay, never mind.
Joe Burrow average.
Never mind.
I'm down. Joe Burrow average 21 a game.
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs averaged 19 a game.
This guy comes in here with his shiesty on, and he's just feeling like. This guy's feeling a certain way with his fucking shiesty on.
Is it possible that Joe Burrow could have had a remaining shit game, and then Stephon Diggs could have gone off? That's totally believable.
Yeah. It's totally believable, but we were enough of this what if shit. That's not what happened, man.
Yeah.
You know what happened is the game didn't fucking end up happening how we thought it was going to happen. Something tragic happened.
Yeah.
Something tragic happened. That's what happens in fantasy football.
Yeah.
That's part of fantasy football. And hate to break it to everybody that lost that week because they didn't get any points scored in that game, but you lost. I'm sorry. Like, that sucks. But you lost. That's what ESPN decided. That's what every other fantasy app decided. And you can't cry about it now because that's what happened. Go look at the scoreboard. That's how points work. That's why there's points in a game.
I mean, and like,
just saying.
If you look at it from the perspective, like, we can, as a league, we can agree that like there's a star asterisk to it. But I was aware that ESPN, knowing that it's a championship, has to declare a winner.
Yeah.
We can make whatever augmented rules that we want, or we can like we can change it, but all things considered,
you guys could have extended it to the 18th week. That would have been weird because there's going to be players being sat.
Well, yeah, and then if we did the 18th week and then it comes back, like if the game is real close again, then that Diggs Burrow situation would have...
just say, dude, you lost. Like,
it's tough.
You lost. Like, it sucks. Like,
I mean,
what else do you... It's tough. It really is tough. Like, it's very unfortunate, and it's not the way you want to win, but it's the way you won. And that's how it went down. That's how it boiled. And no one should bitch about that. No one should, you know what I mean? Like, if you bitch about it, then I don't know what to tell you because... I don't know. He won. Like, what? Like, what do you want me to say? Because if it wasn't a thing, then ESPN would have done something different to make it happen. And they extended the week.
They said if the game were to reconvene, they were going to allow those points to count. So then you would have had the end of the game.
Yeah.
But then some people would have been like, well, momentum. You're going to start a game.
But that's what if here, what if there. That's not what happened, man. What happened in reality is that shit got canceled, and your points reflected what your points were at when that happened.
That same what if stigma is equivocally applied to the AFC #1 seed.
Yeah. See, all these what ifs, bro. Fuck the what if. It's what happened, and what happened is you won. That's cool. All right, let's get off this fantasy football talk. We you know, suck each other's D's enough with all the wins we be getting, all these trophies we be grabbing, dog.
Trophies?
Because, I mean, I don't know. There might be 4 fantasy football trophies between the two of us right here, bro. There's more trophies here than people. What's good?
It'd be like that.
It'd be like that sometimes. Even if we had Winston's ass in here, there'd be more trophies than him, too.
Oh, yeah. He got golf trophies in this bitch.
Oh, yeah. He got golf trophies. Shout out to Winston, man. We're missing you, Winston. You chilling in Denver watching this game right now. All right. Let's move on to this.
Before we start talking all these random news... The last random non-combat sports related news that we should touch on.
Donovan Mitchell?
Dropping 71 points.
Sheesh.
It's the most points since Kobe, brother.
That's crazy.
The dude's a bucket, bro.
Why 71? How did he get that many points?
There was overtime. I think it was double overtime.
Oh, really? Okay.
He put the team on his back, though.
That's crazy, bro. 71 points, dude.
Fucking freak. And I'm so happy he did.
Shit.
I'm so happy he did it for Cleveland because, like, he didn't like Utah. Utah is notorious for having really toxic, racist-ass fans. So
yeah.
I'm glad that he could bless the Cleveland fans with a 71 piece. they can always reflect on that. That's in our lifetime. That's the second highest scoring game ever. Ever of our lifetime.
Damn.
And technically, I
71
think
points.
It's
what the fuck?
according to stats, it's the third highest scoring game of all time because technically Wilt Chamberlain got 100. I'm a skeptic to that.
That was a wolf among sheep, though.
Yeah, that was him playing against like white plumbers.
They're all smoking cigarettes.
He's like 7'2", and he's just like, here's the basket, here's him.
Dunk.
Drop.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to dunk it. He can just drop it. He doesn't want to hurt his hands.
I'll slam my hands.
Crazy. Donovan Mitchell, 71 piece. Shout out. That's some shit, bro.
That's some shit. That's a sport champ. Boom.
That's a
sport champ right there.
And then it's cool because Damian Lillard, last time he dropped like a 60 piece, they took Adidas, who's his shoe sponsor, lowered the price of his latest model shoe to like 66 or whatever his point total was.
That's fire.
Donovan Mitchell's Adidas shoe got lowered to $71 for that game.
Damn, that's fire.
That's
so cool. Yeah, that's cool that they're doing that. I like that. That's a good promo.
Shout out Adidas. Moving on from the Kanye situation.
Yeah, I mean they're still making money, bro. I still fuck with Adidas. All right.
So now should we hit that?
What's with the? What's with this blackmailing thing?
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Does that have to do with fighting?
I'm gonna have to look up all the. This isn't fighting related. So there is this is like 30 years removed from happening, but a former U.S. men's national soccer team player, Gio Reyna, here's some type of blackmailing incident to where his parents are suing the U.S. men's national team, if I'm not mistaken. And again, I have to Google this to confirm the details, but something to the effect of like someone was bribed or some shit to play, and it was exposed, and their son didn't get to play at the expense of like the beneficiary of a bribe or some shit like that. So they're alleging that his playing time was not authentic or organic. Again, I'm very possibly butchering this. I legit saw this like last minute, and I was like, "What? Good. U.S. men's national team
threw it on there real quick." Yeah,
and it's like this is 30-year-old. Like he didn't play, but like a hot minute ago. You know what I'm saying? So
30 years old.
It's from what I read. Again, I read that as fast as I could.
It's all good. It's a topic we hit here on Sport Champs.
They're down bad. I think they're without a coach too.
Yikes. Yeah, super down bad then.
Yeah.
Speaking of people being out without a coach, let's talk about Dylan Dennis, huh? So, let me hit this button here though first. Wrong one.
Now it's time to talk MMA.
So, for those of you who don't know, on January 14th, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whatever you want to call him, personality, I guess is what is best known for at this point. Two-time MMA fighter.
Hasn't fought in 3 years.
Dylan Dennis was scheduled to box YouTube sensation KSI. And that was to take place on January 14th.
JJ.
My birthday, shout out. But no. So he went on Ariel Helwani's MMA Hour for an interview. And for the record, Ariel has made a about year trope of just trolling this man because Dylan sets himself up for it. Consistently sets himself up for it.
Dylan's a pest.
He's an idiot. So that being said, they had talked some Twitter jabs in the past, and then they had allegedly DM'd one another to like squash said beef. And then Dennis reached out to Ariel to be like, let me be on the show. So Ariel's like, all right. And so he has him on the show. First thing in the interview, he won't shake Ariel's hand. The whole tone for that was set. And Helwani came out, and he handed that bum a 10-8 so fast.
10-7, boy.
10-7. This might have been a 10-6, bro. Dylan Dennis
handed him.
He exposed him for lying consecutively.
Live on the air.
Exposed him for having, not that it's a big deal, but he asked him first thing. He's like, did you get fake teeth, a.k.a. veneers? Which, that's a flex if you can afford that. And Dylan's just like, nah. Surely has fake teeth. Like all these things. He asked Dylan Dennis. He's like, who are you training with? Who's your sparring partners? Who's your coach? And Dylan straight up says like, I just kind of bounced around. He's like, you don't have a coach for a bout that's in like 12, 13 days. And so he didn't have any answers for that. He straight up was just like, why do I feel like you're not going to be at this bout? And he's just like, I'm getting a bag. I'm definitely going to be there. He's like, you weren't at the press conference. And he's like, what, am I going to fly to London because I'm sick or whatever? They went over video footage of him hitting the heavy bag, and straight up Ariel's like, I can hit bags better than that. And then Dennis is like, let's spar. And then he's like, no, like I'm an analyst. Like you're a fighter. I'm not gonna spar you. Like that's such a bitch-made suggestion. But regardless, he called it. Ariel called it, and then news breaks that he's not gonna be in the fight.
Yep, backed out the fight. I mean, we all kind of I expected it as soon as Ariel was calling him out. I was like, he ain't gonna be there.
There was
just the way he was acting, like in the flesh.
He just, like, it's one thing to be a heel. Like, the difference between Dylan Dennis and, like, a Colby Covington is Colby Covington fights.
Yeah.
And he wins.
Yeah.
Dylan Dennis does not fight. He just doesn't fight. Colby Covington.
He was in Bellator, bro.
And he was fighting cans that they were signing to fight him.
What was funny is Ariel brought up Dylan Dennis's relationship with Conor. He's like, "When was the last time you even talked to Conor?"
He couldn't say. Conor tweeted
so
about
good.
it.
What did Conor say?
Conor tweeted where he basically said everything's all good with him, but he didn't allege that they had been in contact anytime recently.
They haven't talked in a long time.
He was only involved with Conor because Conor wanted a jiu-jitsu training partner, and Dylan Dennis is a good jiu-jitsu dude. That's what
Conor
he's good
got
at.
it. Yep.
Like Dylan Dennis, I'll give you credit. You can do jiu-jitsu.
Conor got what he wanted.
But you can't throw punches and you can't talk shit. And like Ariel re-showed the video of when Dylan Dennis got like, I wouldn't say he got jumped because there's a difference between getting jumped and a fight getting instigated and you just staring at a man while he punches you in the face. That's what happened.
Yeah.
That dude punched him in the face, and then Ariel straight up was just like, I don't know what would have happened, man. Who knows what would have happened if that big old SUV wouldn't have been there for you to land on. So like,
it's so true.
So silly, but it's funny. This isn't really much. I like how Ariel put it on his most recent like reflections on it. He goes, Dylan Dennis is the wet fart of MMA.
He is.
Nobody
bro.
wants him.
Nobody wants his
And then
ass.
think about how this hurts.
He's annoying.
Think
bro.
about how this hurts Scott Coker, because Scott Coker had to allow Dylan to do this match. He had to pay him. Like Bellator was about to make a little bag because he's still under contract as a Bellator fighter, and now your product that won't fight is getting jumped by or getting his ass beat by non-Bellator fighters, former Bellator fighters. He's backing out of all these fights. He's not gaining any brownie points. He doesn't have training partners. His Conor Connect is gone.
Everybody hates him pretty much.
Like, I don't think he fights in Bellator again at this rate, and if he does, it's gonna be another can.
Well, he got hurt for a while too. He was injured.
That was legit, but like he's definitely been milking the fuck out of that.
Yeah, he was milking the. If you're out here fighting in the street, bro, you're not injured
this
anymore.
dude is just I don't think he really wants it. I think he wants the fame that comes
He does
along
want
with
the
fighting.
fame.
I don't think he enjoys fighting, or else he would probably have signed a contract by now. And
Yeah.
So it's just you're a wet fart, bro.
Wet fart. Wet fart. Speaking of fighting, let's stay on MMA a little bit. Jake
more.
to the PFL. Whoa!
So there's a lot
I
to
didn't
this.
expect that. Yeah, there is a lot.
Nobody expects. So right before this news broke,
Jake Paul goes to the PFL. PFL.
So I don't know
signs to the PFL.
I don't know if this was through BKFC or Showtime or what it was, but Mike Platinum Perry had a contract to box Paul, and it was signed, and he straight up leaked it. He leaked the contract, showed his signature and everything. Like, again, when we see that, it's real easy for managers to fax contracts to other managers and have it pre-signed. Like, that's not as official.
I don't think it was fake, but my thing is they sent it to Perry, make sure he's getting it signed. He signed it, sent it back. Now it's on Jake to sign and continue.
Exactly. So now, am I going to hold it against him for not wanting to fight Perry? Does it hurt? Does it earn him brownie points as a boxer? No, but it would if he fought him like a straight up fight, because Perry's not going to take his ass down. He doesn't need to.
Doesn't need to.
So that would be a great first match, but that didn't ultimately happen. He signs. He's doing. He's actually not only signed with Bellator, but he's also some type of executive with them now, to where it's the fighter.
He owns equity.
He owns equity, but he's like the fighter's like philanthropy something. Like it's
what? Really?
Yeah, he has an actual job title with them. That's like it's like fighter pay and the fairness of fighter treatment and shit like that.
Damn, that's crazy.
Which he has been advocating for.
That's pretty cool,
Whether
bro.
he means
I'm not
it or
gonna lie.
not, he's platformed the fuck out of fighter pay, so more power to him.
That's pretty cool.
PFL shocked, honestly, because that's huge. The division,
their numbers are going up.
but he's they announced that he's starting a new division. It's called the Super Fight division.
the Super Fight division.
I think what that loosely means is they're gonna have they're probably gonna be exhibition bouts that everyone's gonna agree the dude won, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was kind of like Muay Thai rules where they're just gonna say no takedowns, at least to like wean him in.
There's some
he claims
stuff.
he wants to fight this year.
What I think they're gonna do is like a division with a special rule set. Like they can kind of make whatever rule set they want.
Yeah, like we're both fighters. Like just no less ground striking, and it's gonna be in the heart of.
I think they shouldn't do that though. If PFL is really the PFL, they should just make it all normal MMA shit, and then just make that division for newer.
Well, I don't think there's a
celebrity type.
I don't think there's going to be rankings or a belt or anything like that. I think
There'd probably be a belt.
It's possible, but I think this is going to be more. It's going to stay in the novelty category, but the difference is going to be is everyone's going to tune into PFL now to see Jake Paul, and
that's
their
crazy,
numbers
bro.
Are going to go dummy.
Skyrocket.
They're going to go dummy.
Skyrocket.
So many.
I'm gonna watch.
You know how many
I'm
people
watching.
who didn't know the PFL existed before this?
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
They think that this is like some new shit, but they're in for a great awakening. PFL. We've been saying they're on the map. Their numbers don't reflect them taking over Bellator's second place, but they're definitely there.
Now I'm hoping this PFL new division isn't on the same guidelines as their normal season division with the points
They won't have enough.
Fight every 4 months and it's too much.
I don't think they will have enough.
Yeah,
I think
like,
this
just
is going to be
it normal MMA shit.
They're going to give him maybe maybe what they'll do is they'll like hype up.
PFL's weird. I don't know if you guys know, but they do like a point system within their.
They do seasons. Their championship belts reflect it's more like a Super Bowl or a March Madness.
Yeah, so you hold the title, and then after that season's done, you're not the champion anymore.
So basically, in the PFL, they have a season starts at the beginning of the year. All the fighters that are eligible to be in the tournament they schedule their bouts. You win in a first round finish, that gives you 6 points. You win in a second round finish, it's like 5. Third round finish, 4. And then if a decision, it's 3. I know the 6 point ones for sure. Those other ones might be wrong, but that's the gist of it. Whoever by the end of the season has the most points, top so many fighters get bracketed into the tournament based on their point seeding, and then those fighters fight in a March Madness style bracket where winner take all, and winner gets $1 million. It's kind of cool. In some way, you can argue it's a more organic assessment of who the champion is because that champion doesn't go into next season holding a belt. They're just another opportunist in the season. So I don't think that PFL is going to have enough talent to do that with him.
Yeah, no. They're going to feed him cans, dude.
I hope they do. I'm all for it, man.
Let's see it, man. Let's see it. I kind of want to see him get choked out, though. I think it'd be pretty funny.
Oh, did you see he offered, since the PFL signing, he offered Nate a 2-fight contract.
I've seen that.
He said,
boxing and MMA.
yeah, he said, we're going to box, and then 6 months later, we're going to have an MMA fight.
That's pretty cool, bro.
The only reason I don't see that happening, I
don't see that happening.
I don't see Nate agreeing
Nate's
to
not
the.
that
Nate's not
committed.
going to do the promotional terms of PFL, and
Hell no.
He could do Showtime because like Mayweather showed the blueprint: start your own production company, you reap all the money, and that's what he's going to do. He already has one actually. Nate started his own like fighters promotion or whatever, because as we remember, Jacoby was mentioning it. So
yeah,
all things considered, exciting.
Exciting.
Nate,
It's
Nate
crazy
ain't going
news.
to PFL.
Crazy news to wake up to in the morning. I was like, what? That's crazy.
More crazy
in the
news.
more crazy news category, should we get into the Dana White power slap incident?
Yeah, so as it turns out, you guys, marketing can go too far.
Yeah, seriously.
So here's a real simple breakdown.
Break it down.
We mentioned the power slap because Dana White, so ironically, this week was supposed to be the first debut episode on TBS.
Supposed to happen on the
Slap
11th.
League, where it's a slap boxing thing where it's like you just take turns until someone goes to sleep. Regardless, on New Year's Eve, Dana White was out in Vegas with his wife.
He was in Cabo San Lucas.
Oh, sorry. Forgive me.
Yeah.
So that's where he was on vacation. He's with his wife, and the video is very segmented. So we only know what happened when it got serious. We don't know what led to it and what's after. Nothing in this video can be justified. I'm just making that known. But in the video, you see him and his wife jawing. Both visibly look intoxicated.
His long-term wife too.
Yeah, she, for whatever reason,
looked upset.
She was
hands in the
definitely
face,
upset.
pissed.
He said something that irked her to where she reacted by slapping him.
A very fast turn and swift slap.
And
yeah.
then he
Nice
And
one.
then he unfortunately returned fire twice. He slapped her twice.
Slapped her twice, and something happened with her ending up being on the ground. It looked
I don't-
like.
yeah,
I don't know what happened.
after-
you kind of can't really see.
The video is very segmented and cut
Yeah.
off, but all we do know is that there was an altercation, a domestic altercation between him and his wife, and he
In public.
and he irrefutably put his hands on his wife, which
He's been on record saying the one thing you can't recover from is putting hands on a woman.
When Ray Rice happened.
When Ray Rice, that's when he was
That
talking.
was his comment. So, all things considered, I think we have to.
Ironic.
Here at Sport Champs, we have to take a firm stance that, like, in any circumstance, we don't condone any type of harm
Hell
being
no.
inflicted on a woman from a male for any reson. If he really felt. Damn, Deryk.
Damn,
If
Deryk walks in here with a shiesty on with 40s on it. Are those 40s?
All I know
What's the design? Oh, those are nukes.
I just,
Oh, okay. Yep. Well, I mean, you can't just walk in here like that. You got to show the camera. Yo, get in camera quick. We got to show. Yo, this guy walks in with a big dick is in town shirt with a blue shiesty on, and a chain, and then comes in here and says, "Speak for yourself." Yo, this guy is, and he's cutting up a blunt wrap right now. This guy's crazy. Somebody needs to stop
Whose
this guy.
mans is this?
Yeah, whose man's is this? Guy is so thug. Oh my god, dude! I feel like I'm listening to Gucci Mane right now.
But
All right.
railing it back to the Dana White scenario. So like,
Yeah, we don't condone that shit.
if like real talk, bro, like he didn't make any excuses, but you shouldn't ever put your hands on a woman, like bear hug her before you slap her, bro.
Dude,
That's the only, you do
get out of that situation first.
Leave, walk away.
Leave, bro.
You have all these opportunities. Like, now, is it okay that she put her hands on him? No, but the real thing is like, a man's hit to a woman's hit will never be the same, and you cannot return fire. Like, that's just not okay. And so Dana straight up owned it on social media. He's like, his wife has also released a statement. They both said that they're very not proud of this. Neither one of them mentioned alcohol, excuses, nothing, not a single, nothing. So like, this is just really hard to watch. A lot of fighters are speaking up for Dana, and I understand that in their mind they're speaking up for their boss who's on a hot seat. But in the fairness of this sensitive situation, Dana deserves no defense for this.
No,
there's nothing. You can go on record and say
he's in the wrong, bro.
And he knows he's in the wrong, and I know that he's going to learn.
He knows he's in the wrong.
We all know he's going to learn from this, but it's like, this is just, if it wasn't for the Damar Hamlin situation, he would be public enemy number one right now.
He would. Dude,
if it wasn't for like literally like the timeliness of that, like it's just he not so reluctantly was the beneficiary of a week of tragedy. Therefore, his was mundane. His was mundane. But
a lot of people are saying if this is somebody in his shoes in another organization, they're gone.
If this is one of his fighters, they're gone. If this is like, other than John Jones, of course, he did have a domestic
John
dispute.
Jones did do that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we're wrong. But
I don't think that this is condoned behavior, and I really want to believe that this is a isolated event / incident, and that this isn't something that they do in their spare time. Like this isn't like a behind closed doors behavior. But all I will say is that, like, as long as Dana and his wife can make this work, we don't ever forget that Dana did this, but we eventually will move on because he runs the UFC, and that doesn't justify.
A lot of people think he's going to be gone. He's going to be fired. He's going to be. I'm sorry to inform you, Dana's not going anywhere.
I don't think Dana's going anywhere, but I doubt we're going to see him in any UFC publicity for a little while. Like those.
I think he's going to take a good step back for sure.
We might not see him for a couple of events.
Take a good step back.
So, and I don't have a recipe that says that this is the key to him righting this wrong. All I can say is that we just got this is a very sore wound on the. It's
a blemish on the sport.
It's exactly what I was trying to say. I couldn't think of the word. So it's
all good.
It's a blemish, and looking back on it, we'll never be able to look back at this with any shred of anything. The only thing I could think that Dana could possibly do maybe is he could start a charity to help those affected by domestic violence. But again, that does not unright this wrong.
Yeah.
And this is really tough. This would be this is the equivalent of Roger Goodell getting caught in something like this.
Facts.
But the difference is you represent a professional fighting league, and you are basically fighting your wife.
Good.
You're fighting.
Not
this
good.
hurts the ethos of MMA.
And they're under ESPN, which is under
Disney.
Disney, Mickey Mouse.
Zero tolerance.
Zero. Honestly, I'm surprised he's still around. I say he's not going anywhere, but I mean, anything can happen.
I don't think, even if they get rid of him as a public figure, as the president of the UFC per se, he will indirectly be involved with matchmaking and all kinds of things moving forward. He's written so much history for MMA. He's so ingrained in it. I don't think he can be written out of it, but I don't think that doesn't mean he shouldn't be ruled a punishment somehow. I don't know how, as the president, you can assess a punishment when you are your own boss, but
yeah,
this is tough. Like I said, this year has just been tough.
It's been tough.
It's just been a tough cookie.
It's been tough.
Bro.
There's been a lot of very dark and sad stories. Another one, the Peyton Hillis story.
Yeah, it's a couple days belated, but his son or one of his kids was drowning in an incident. I don't know all the specifics, and so he went in to go save his kid, and fortunately was able to save him, but it left him in critical condition, and he's since out of critical condition. He's become more stable, and he's recovering, but I'm seeing tweets about that today, that just happened. That happened 2 days ago.
How about Aaron Rodgers dating the Bucs owner's daughter?
Didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, so Aaron Rodgers appears to have a new woman in his life. Mallory Edens, the daughter of the owner of the Milwaukee Bucks. Very young for Mr. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Mr. Aaron Rodgers being, he's embodying his best Leonardo DiCaprio he can right now.
I don't know, man.
I mean, she is a 26-year-old woman.
That's why Aaron Rodgers is retiring.
That's damn sure why he's retiring, bro. Wow.
He's like, I'm not pulling a Tom. I'm not leaving her. Shout out Aaron Rodgers. Even when you're not getting tuds on the field, you're getting tuds off the field.
Off the field. Hey, how about another news? A nice heavy hitter. Vince McMahon has put himself back in the WWE board of directors. He is now back.
I'm not okay with this personally.
Yeah, why?
I thought when he stepped down, not because of the scenario of his hush money thing, that's not why I didn't want him gone. I think Vince McMahon's creative mind is so fucking old and decrepit that what he sees as a put over and what the fans want is not what the fans want.
Yeah.
I don't think he speaks for a lot of people. Like, a great example is so John Cena came back on SmackDown last week. Did you watch that with Kevin Owens? Did you watch that match? It was a fucking squash match.
Squashed him out.
It was a squash match on Roman Reigns.
It's weird to see John Cena with the little bald spot on his head.
Yeah,
like, bro.
Shout out Cena. It's one of my favorites of all time.
He's out there looking like KD, bro.
Fucking peacemaker out here. But no, I just think that Vince is going to do something storyline-wise that not all of us agree with. And I think Triple H was making WWE a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
And I don't know. That's my take.
Just 2 cents on it.
So I'm nervous because we all saw WrestleMania, Vince versus Pat McAfee. That was so cringe.
Yeah, some cringe
But Pat
shit.
McAfee versus Austin Theory or the stunner on Pat McAfee, that shit was the highlight of Mania for me. So
There we go.
so
How about a not highlight? I mean, kind of reeling back to the Dana White domestic violence thing. Chris Beard no longer a head coach for the Texas Longhorns basketball team via domestic violence.
damn.
Yep.
Dude,
So
the
they
Longhorns-
fired him following a felony domestic violence arrest. It might be a little different than Dana's situation, but I mean,
Longhorns are going through
domestic
it.
violence is domestic violence.
One of their longtime baseball coaches, I don't know his name, forgive me, but he led the Longhorns to 2 natties in baseball, and he passed away last week. I don't think he was the standing coach for a long time.
Damn.
But he was one of the most reputable Longhorn coaches. So, damn, Longhorns are going through it. Matthew
They're going
McConaughey,
through
you
it.
need to start coaching, bro.
You
He
gotta
teaches
do
a
something.
class there, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
What a
and
beast.
he's at all the games. Texas Longhorns have the best fanship in all of potentially football, let alone college football.
Speaking about being the best, how about Kyrie Irving leading the Eastern Conference guards in the All-Star votes right now? After this remember when we were talking about the Kyrie controversy earlier
Yep.
this year?
Yeah, a lot of people
Or earlier last year?
A lot of
Or
people just
late
look-
last year, I guess I could say fuck.
a lot of people just look past the controversy and just voted based on what they saw, and he's balling. So
Balling up. Shout out to Kyrie Irving. I think that's really it, man. We kind of covered everything. Other than did you see Shannon Sharp and what Skip Bayless said and stuff?
So
I feel bad for Skip because he kind of got misinterpreted. He
So-
was saying
I don't think. Okay, so I have 2 caveats to what happened.
I seen what he was trying to say. He
during-
said it in a weird way, though.
During the Monday night game when Damar Hamlin went down, and we had legitimately about 45 minutes of coverage before they officially announced the game's over.
I'll read his tweet.
In the lapse of that, his tweet, which he's about to read, he tweeted his sentiment about the game and the game continuing. And for the life of me, I don't have a timeline in front of me, but I'm really gonna lean into him not being aware of the CPR
I can't find his
or
Twitter.
the severity of it. But his tweet he was basically saying how could you guys not
There it
continue
is.
playing this game?
So
say
Skip Bayless said, "No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of," and this is his tweet. "No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? Question mark. This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome. ... which suddenly seems so irrelevant." So if you really look at that and read it, it's very bad if you take out the last 5-6 words,
Well, the way it was misinterpreted,
which suddenly seems so irrelevant.
it sounds like he's what he meant is this game has big magnitude.
Which it does.
That's not important now. That's what he meant.
That's what
But
he
what
meant.
people interpret it as is one dude goes down and all of a sudden the AFC number 1 seed doesn't matter. That's how it got read.
That's
how it got. Now,
And maybe not the best timing, Mr. Skip Bayless.
poor timing.
Poor timing. But honestly, that's his job.
He
His
is-
job is to light fires, bro. Start fires,
So,
man. He's like a Stephen A. Smith.
I'm not mad at him or hold anything negative over his head for what he said. I can just say that the optics are really bad.
Optics are bad. You should have worded it different. Maybe not even say it, man. I don't know.
One thing that was tough though, so as soon as the next day after the Damar Hamlin situation, Skip was live on Fox Sports Undisputed as he always is, typically with Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp, for personal reasons, to collect himself amongst other things, chose not to attend that. Some people are some people allege the tweet, but I think that as well as it wasn't a protest to Skip as much as It was like, he's a
Respect.
football player. All kinds of football players have said since that happened that they were getting phone calls from loved ones. Like, past football players are getting phone calls from loved ones. Like, are you okay? How are you doing? Like, we aren't keeping enough track of your guys' health. Just checking on you. So, like, he had a lot going into that affected everyone. Everyone was shocked by it. Like, no one saw that dude go down and wasn't immediately empathetic.
Seriously.
Every single person. So I think he was planning on doing. I'll never know. I'm not in Shannon Sharp's head, but I think the Skip thing made it a little worse. And then Skip tried to explain himself on air, which was really a bad look. I don't think he should have done that. But I don't commend him, or I don't. It is what it is. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You said something that was misinterpreted, and you're gonna have to deal with it. But when Shannon came back that next day, he tried to give a monologue about the situation, but before finishing his monologue, he starts to bring in. He tries to say he doesn't want to make this about reacting to Skip's tweet. Excuse me. And Skip interrupts him, and he's like, "Whoa, I was under the impression we weren't going to talk about that," which is a fair assumption, fair inference. And because he interrupted him, and he was trying to not be the guy in the corner who's just being profoundly judged without being able to speak for himself, he just kept interrupting Sharp, and Sharp just was over it. He was just like, let's go. And you could tell Shannon was over it. So now there's a rumor that they're going to break up. I really doubt that.
I doubt it too, because Skip is actually the one who brought
him
Shannon
on.
Sharp
And
in.
Now Skip's since Skip never played the game, he doesn't have that camaraderie that Shannon does.
He doesn't.
And so that's.
But again, he's the guy that's supposed to be in that seat. He's supposed to be lighting fires. He's supposed to be pissing you off. That's
part
point
of his
job.
shtick.
That's his shtick. It's his job. But we do have breaking news. We have a little bit of breaking news via ESPN. Breaking: the Dodgers have officially cut ties with Trevor Bauer, the former CY Young award winner, or Cy Young, sorry, who spent the last year and a half engulfed in sexual assault allegations.
Yep.
He's cut. Bauer is officially designated for assignment. The team has announced on Friday, so they have cut ties with their pitcher.
He's also a cheater.
Really?
He's had allegations. If you look at his stats, he had a game when he was younger where he used pine tar when he was pitching, and if you ask why is that significant, you can create more spin on the ball with the grip. The pine tar is an adhesive. It's an illegal adhesive. So he had a random game where he used pine tar, or allegedly, or an alternative to it, and then his numbers and his spin went crazy for one game, and then it went back to normal. Weird. And then he's made comments about how easy it is to cheat, basically, or it's been very backhandedly alleged for cheating, and then out of nowhere, his numbers go back to the form of that one game for a season or two straight, and there's no athletic explanation as to how he got older and then somehow peaked out of nowewhere. Especially
that's weird.
So he's
not with the Dodgers no more.
He's had cheating allegations and now
sexual assault allegations.
And
that is breaking. That is as of 3 minutes ago, you guys.
And speaking of domestic disputes, should we talk about Phil Baroni?
It's kind of dark. Let's talk about it briefly.
Just make it brief and get out of here.
Yeah, it's kind of a sad thing to end on, but we're already kind of in the boat. We've already been talking about sad shit. So all right, if you guys don't know about Phil Baroni, a former UFC fighter, Phil Baroni has been charged with murdering his wife in Mexico, as I think they were on vacation.
Oh yeah, I didn't know if he was on vacation or if he fled to Mexico. I didn't know the details. I just know that he was in Mexico, killed her, and that was news as
apparently
yesterday.
He had beaten her to death.
This is going to be
going
to be an Aaron Hernandez situation all over it.
It's dark.
Multiple organization, UFC pride, fighting veteran. I would be hard for me to believe that this man does not have CTE or cranial traumatic encephalopathy, whatever that word is.
Yeah.
Encephalopathy. There we go.
Good job.
Hey, CTE. So for real though, these combat athletes, we know that this does bad shit to their craniums, and we found out with Aaron Hernandez what it could do to a football player. Imagine a guy who's been sparring and taking strikes to the face by design for decades. That doesn't make any excuse for his actions. His actions are inexcusable. He's gonna probably go to jail for the rest of his life, as he should. But this is crazy. We need to keep tabs on these former combat athletes and these former football players, bro. This is the CTE conversation all over again.
Yeah, seriously. It's crazy. It's dark. If you guys wanted to like kind of go into the details, go ahead and go into the details yourself. I didn't really want to get into the details on our podcast that much because it's dark enough as is, just kind of hearing it. And,
Yeah.
you know, I don't really want to have to talk about the details in detail on our podcast. Like, that's not really, if you wanted to look up the details, just look up the story of what happened. But yeah, he has been arrested. He probably is going to be charged. It's a sad story. Another blemish on the sport. I don't really know what to say other than that. It's just very sad, very unfortunate. Yeah, and that was just one of the pioneers of the sport. Is what's crazy. One of the big ones that did it. You know,
fought,
it was crazy to watch Phil Baroni fight.
He fought Chuck Liddell in Pride.
Yeah, man. Like, dude did the damn thing.
2 household names in the OG organization.
Dude did the damn thing. You know, but I mean, I don't know what else to say other than that. Sad story.
Should we?
Let's get on this parlay.
yeah,
or actually, let's go into the card. Don't we have a card this weekend or no?
No.
Not this weekend. Next week, huh?
Yeah, we'll
Let's
talk
save
about
that for next week.
Yeah.
Let's save that for next week. I'm gonna say what card it is though. Let's see.
We did have the
So the
Ryzen
next fight
Bellator
card,
event.
the next fight card is going to be in January 14th. And honestly, we're not going to be here next week, so
Nope.
we can't talk about it. So let's talk about this fight card. You know
Make
what I
it-
mean? Let's just roll through it real quick on the main card.
How about I'm gonna look up the odds and you just run down who's fighting.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up the
I'm going to go through the prelims then too. Then. So we're just going to go over these fighters real quick, you guys. We will not be here next week for Sport Champs. I'm going to be in Chicago. So we can't do that.
And the Theo Von show.
And the Theo Von show is going on, so there's going to be a lot going on this next
Busy week.
weekend. Busy week. So there will be no Sport Champs next week, you guys.
Forgive me, I'm still struggling. to
You're
find
okay.
these.
Do your thing. Do your thing. You know, we got some good fights. This is going to be UFC Fight
Oh,
Night, Imavov versus Gastelum,
Yeah.
January 14th, Saturday. This is going to actually be starting a little bit earlier, Mountain Time, 2 p.m. for the prelims, guys. 2 p.m.
Jesus Christ. Fighting is so difficult to find on this application.
You're okay. Yeah, the Barstool one is kind of weird for that. Here, I'll pull up DraftKings. Let's see if I can pull up DraftKings faster than he can pull it up.
All right. I got it now. So, starting, I don't know where this starts in the card, but yeah, my odd rotation is going to be all over the place. So just go at whatever order you can, and I will scroll. And I don't think this has prelims. This doesn't even have all the fights. This has main fights, basically.
Just the mains?
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to pull them up on my end.
I
Hold
have
on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
And actually, let
7,
me-
8. Maybe not. I have like 10 fight odds. That's probably all of them. I doubt there's more than 10 fights on this card, including prelims.
Hold on, I gotta post this on my story. I just noticed that Deryk sent me the nice little photo for the Sport Champs. Even though we're gonna be out, it doesn't matter. We're still live right now. We're still live right now. All right, so it's posted. I didn't post a link to it, but that's okay. It don't matter. We're having fun. All right, getting DraftKings up. Pulling up these odds for UFC Fight Night, Imavov versus Gastelum.
I got all the money lines ready.
All right, let's start it. So, I can't really... Who's Sajara Eubanks fighting? It's not saying on here. Like, it's like all messed up. It's just showing Sajara Eubanks.
I don't
Or maybe it's a canceled fight.
I don't see her name on
All
here.
right, that's fine. How about Charles Johnson, Jimmy Flick?
So, Charles Johnson. Dun, 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 dun.
Which is always a guy to...
That's got
it's
to be
a fun fight
That's
to watch.
got to be a prelim because I don't see that one.
We're on prelims.
So, I can like name the ones I have, but those aren't going
Here,
to be in any
I'm pulling them
order.
up. I'm
yeah,
pulling
do
them
your
up.
thing.
Yeah. See, this is what happens when you try and use
This is what happens when we don't have
Barstool
Winston.
scores. This, honestly, yeah. This is what happens when we don't have Winston. All right, we're going down, 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 down. All right, where the fuck? Damn, I'm all having a hard time like you, huh? I got it.
Struggles.
Now it's loading. All right, so we got Charles Johnson facing Jimmy Flick. We got Charles Johnson sitting at a minus 365, taking on Jimmy Flick at a plus 300. Right after that, we have an Isaac Dulagarian taking on Daniel Arguta. We got Isaac sitting at plus 160, and then we got Daniel Arguta sitting at minus 190. Right after that, we have an Alan Nascimento taking on Carlos Hernandez. Okay. Carlos Hernandez sitting at 8-1. We have Alan Nascimento sitting at 19-6. This is a flyweight bout. Might want to bet the under 2.5 on this fight. I don't really know who to take on this one. Nascimento's at a minus 390, so I mean.
Minus 375 on Barstool, so yeah, he's definitely the favorite.
Right after that, we have a Javid Basharat. I don't know if you guys remember Basharat, but we've won some money on him before. Sitting at 13-0, facing another undefeated fighter, Mateus Mendonca. We got Javid Basharat sitting at minus 350. That's actually a pretty nice parlay piece. I might have my eye on that one right there. Moving on, we have Mateus Rebecki taking on Nick Fior. Oh my God, Rebecki's sitting at a minus 660 on these money line odds. Nick Fior at a plus 490.
Yep.
Woo, that is pretty crazy. Fior is undefeated too, 6-0. But Rebecki's sitting at 16-1. Way more fights. We have Claudio Ribeiro taking on Abdul Razak Al Hassan, and he is sitting at minus 115. Al Hassan. Then we have Claudio Ribeiro at a minus 105, just barely edging Abdul here. I don't know who to go for. Fight. Yeah, it's a pick'em. Right, hey, look who's back. Umar Nurmagomedov coming back to face on Raoni Barcelos. Raoni Barcelos is plus 420. That's pretty crazy. We got Umar Nurmagomedov at a minus 540. That might be a parlay piece too. Just depends on what everybody else is picking. Right after that, we go into the main card.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, wait, we're on the main card. Sorry, that last fight was the main card. I apologize. We've had a lot of canceled fights on here is why. We're supposed to have Jeff Neal, Shavkat Rachmanov on this, and yeah. All right, so we have Caitlin Vieira taking on Raquel Pennington. Welcome you back, Rocky. Yep, Rocky's back.
Colorado fighter.
She's taking on a tough customer, Caitlin Vieira, man. Vieira's sitting at a minus 110. Raquel, minus 110. Pick them.
Pick them.
Who you picking then? If you're
Rocky.
picking them. Yeah, I'm picking Rocky.
I don't bet against Rocky except when
she's from Colorado, isn't she?
Yep. Her and Tisha Torres live in Springs.
My cousin met Tisha Torres.
At the state fair.
Yeah. Punahele Soriano taking on Roman Kopylov. I don't know who to pick with this one. Kopylov sitting at 9-2. Soriano sitting at 9-2. Wow. Let's see these odds. Minus 165 for Soriano and plus 140 for Roman Kopylov. Crazy. I don't know who to pick for that one. What are we at? Middleweight? That's a hard pick for me. Right after that, we got Dan Ige, 15-6, taking on Damon Jackson. Welcome back, Damon Jackson, 22-4 and 1. Damon Jackson sitting at plus 105 and Dan Ige minus 125. Everybody thought Damon Jackson was going to lose his last fight, and dude destroyed guy in the first round. So, I don't know what's going to happen with Dan Ige and Damon Jackson. We're going to have to see what happens. I might be watching these in Chicago way. Yeah, I might be watching these in Chicago. All right, now we're on the main event of the evening. We have Nasruddin Imavov taking on Kelvin Gastelum in the middleweight for the main event. We have Imavov's at 12-3, sitting at minus 205, and we have Kelvin Gastelum at 17-8. Sitting at a plus 175. Do not count Mr. Kelvin Gastelum out, but Imavov is a freaking good fighter, dude. I don't really know who to pick for that one either. This whole card's kind of hard to bet on. I'm not gonna lie.
I have my parlay piece ready.
Do you?
But I'm gonna take a little risky biscuit.
Risky biscuits. All right. So we went through that card. Let's pick these parlay pieces quick.
So Winston.
Let's put up Winston's first.
So add that.
You tell me what it is, and I'll submit it. Yeah, so Winston is not here, but he did submit his parlay piece. Now, we did lose last week on our parlay. That was like the first in, 5 weeks that we lost our parlay. So that's what happens, guys. It happens, Let's try and win this one. What did he get?
His bet is Nets and Pelicans. And
so we're going NBA, Mr. Winston.
He's betting the under 230.
All right,
if I'm not mistaken, that means that
Nets, Pelicans under 230.
So the combined score.
Okay. Where's the team points? Team props. Oh, game props actually. Wait, where is it?
I'm looking on.
I'm trying to look for mine too. Yeah, I don't know exactly where it is. I'm gonna have to. Because I seen under 210 and over 210, but I don't see the 230. Oh, I have under 220 and over 220.
Try it. See what we get.
Oh, alternative total. There we are. He wants under 230, correct?
Yes, that's his
suggestion. The closest I could get is under 228.5. So that's as close as we're going to get on DraftKings. maybe. Yeah. So we're picking that up at a minus 280. Good odd. I like it. We'll take it. It's more than likely to happen. Well, yeah, more than likely to happen. Let's see what we got here. All right. You got your parlay piece, you said?
Yeah, I was going to go.
Go for it.
Risky bisky, but I'm saying I think Kelvin Gastelum's going to win. Money line.
Yeah. Whoa.
Plus 170, I believe, on my end.
Whoa, dude. You really pumping up this parlay here.
I'm going nutty.
You're going nutty. Let's see. Go back to the UFC under combat sports.
So I got an under 230 on my end for that, so I can give you guys odds on DraftKings. Or Barstool, I'm sorry.
Let me pull up.
And then what are
Kelvin
you
Gastelum.
thinking?
Kelvin Gastelum is at a plus 175 here. Now that brings our parlay odds to plus 273.
That's almost exactly mine.
I think I'm gonna pick the for sure, with one. Should I do it? Yeah. I'm picking the for sure with one Umar Nurmagomedov. Minus 540, adding on to our parlay. That brings our parlay to plus 342. If you bet $5 on our parlay, you're going to win 22.11. If you bet $10 on our parlay, you win 44.23. So we're giving you 4-1 odds on this parlay. We're picking up the Brooklyn Nets and the new. Oh, we got this line movement going right now. We just had a line change.
So I have mine sitting, but I don't think it's changed yet. But
so Winston's piece
just changed. Yeah,
Winston's piece is moving, dude.
As you said it, it just changed on mine too.
But honestly, it moved in our favor a little bit. So now Winston's piece is a minus 255. It moved again, minus 220, minus 215.
Mine's at minus 205 now.
Oh my God, this is going crazy. All right, so you guys got to place this bet as soon as possible. The under 228.5 on the Brooklyn Nets and the New Orleans Pelicans, excuse me. And then we have Kelvin Gastelum money line, and then we have Umar Nurmagomedov money line. So again, if you bet $10, you win $47.75 is what it's sitting at now.
So on my end, this 3-leg parlay, and this is with an exact under 230, is projected a plus 333.
Nice.
So
I dig it. All
make
right.
$10 into 43.33.
You heard that, guys. Make some money. Ride this parlay with us. And again, no Sport Champs next week. We're going to be gone. We're going to be busy. But the week following that, we will pick right back up and talk sports with you guys. Anything else with you, Dave? I just wanted to say, go check out that EP. That house EP is out now. Go check it out on iTunes, Spotify, all that. Hit the link below. Anything else other than that, bro?
Nah, catch us on Street Champs later. You already know.
Catch us in 1 hour on Street Champs, guys. Have a good night. Peace.